Lilley, chants of death to Canada cannot be accepted at rallies. Anyone who chants death to Canada should not be in Canada, period. Fuck these goofs. Removed. Ah yes. The good ol' I left my own country and have put a lot of effort to immigrating to a country I absolutely hate. I mean seriously. If you hate Canada so much, get the fuck out. I'm all for free speech. I am not a fan of the current government, nor am I a fan of the alternatives. But the difference is that I still believe in the democratic process and don't chant, wish death upon the people, country. The only way to deal with extremism is with force, authority. Even freedom of speech has reasonable limits. Personally, I think that if you volunteer to immigrate to a country and you come up with these shenanigans, you should have your citizenship revoked, pay a fine and deported back. Removed. Okay, I get not agreeing with events and wanting to protest peacefully and make whatever point you have heard. That's a right we have in Canada. And whether I agree with the message or not, I appreciate the importance of having the ability to do this, but I think we can all agree yelling death to Canada and burning our flag is a line you do not cross. I sincerely hope this will be taken seriously and that person yelling these chants gets a one-way ticket out of this country she hates so much. I'm a strong supporter of freedom of speech and expression. We also have sensibility in our laws. And making such an inciting chant at a protest should be unlawful. We're allowed to peacefully protest in this country, but shouting language that may encourage mob violence has no place. Vancouver police probe October 7th rally where "Death to Canada" cry went up. globalnews.ca. Chanting death to Canada in Canada while being from Canada, expressing solidarity with Islamic terrorist groups, then claiming people are becoming more Islamophobic. You cannot make this shit up. I wonder if they'll ask the chair for Islamophobia what they can do. This woman's husband is a known terrorist too. Everyone needs to call their MPs now and demand they be deported. This is no longer a benign protest but a call for terrorism and a national security risk. The fact that Samadoun is banned from multiple countries including the US but is able to operate in Canada is a disgusting failure by our government. https National Postcom opinion Terry Glavin The Curious Case of Khalid Barakat. https National Postcom opinion Terry Glavin The Curious Case of Khalid Barakat. https www.b-nybrith.ca/petition-deport-charlotte-kates-and-khalid-barakat/ https www.b-nybrith.ca/petition-deport-charlotte-kates-and-khalid-barakat/ Maybe they were embarrassed into acting? This sort of thing is killing Canada. A subgroup for a known terrorist org, burning our country's flag, and the best we can do is having the police remind us about people's right to protest, and that burning an object in a crowded place is dangerous. I'm sorry. This cuts a little deeper than that. And imagine burning a flag, but being too afraid to show your face? Reminds me of the small vicious yapping dog in the house, barking furiously from the safety of being behind the window. Take off the mask. Little dog, come out from behind your window. This is why I just ignore all these peaceful protesters. They don't want peace and never have. Death to all of you for not helping bring peace. LMAO clowns. Leaders condemn BC rally where "Death to Canada" cry went up. If Canada sucks so much, I wish these people would just fuck off to Iran or wherever they think is some Islamic paradise. Leaders condemn a lot. How about actually doing something instead of blowing hot air perpetually? My personal message to the woman who yelled that chant: get the fuck out of my country. I swear this war in the Middle East has broken the brains of so many. Human trash. Can't we start fucking vetting people before we invite them to live in this country? Speaker silences Poilievre for a day after he accused foreign minister of pandering to Hamas. CBC News. Blah blah blah. Do any of our elected officials do any actual policy work cause this type of childish behavior is all that I see? What the heck are any of them actually doing for us? This is where I'm confused. You can't personally attack the other member, but you certainly need to have the ability to criticize the other member for not doing something you think they should be doing. In Baker's case, he essentially stated that Putin had taken over the Conservative Party. Okay, fine. That may fall inside the bounds of attacking the person rather than their actions or inactions. In this case, PP directly claimed that the refusal to condemn anti-Semitic remarks was a form of pandering to Hamas and the liberal base. Seems pretty clear he was attacking the comments or lack thereof, if our speaker is ruling that those comments are unparliamentary. Our speaker seems to be the one out of line. The House is fucking embarrassing. It's a bunch of 12-year-olds trying to play gotcha and slinging childish insults at each other to try and look like they've claimed some sort of non-existent moral and ethical high ground instead of actually doing literally anything to benefit the people they are supposed to represent. Removed. Speakers should sanction the cabinet and not allow them to enter the House until they comply with the Hawk direction to disclose all documents pertaining to the Green Slush Fund. If you can get excommunicated for hurting someone's feelings, it should at least be okay to do the same if you fail to follow the direction of the House. Removed. Just saw this on social media, thanks Canada. Well, like 25% of Florida is Canadians anyway, right? I think we're obligated to send someone. Nova Scotia Power is sending teams. https www.ckbw.ca/2024/10/08/after-milton/https www.ckbw.ca/2024/10/08/NS-Power-sending-crews-to-Florida-to-Milton/ My father, who lives in Western North Carolina, very close to Asheville, said he saw some Ontario and Quebec plates on some hydro trucks in his area not too long ago. Made me proud. Well, that's what neighbors do. Would have been funny if they were from Milton, Ontario. Yippee ki yay, mother trucker.